Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 2020 with Newcastle United. The season is over, 13th place is the final result. Unlucky for some, not so much for us. We are officially better than Steve Bruce, who managed to get Newcastle relegated in the first season of the save. We have kept them up. We have done a fair amount of business as well over the course of the last two seasons in order to win the Championship and then keep ourselves in the Premier League next season. I don't really know what my goal is going to be. I'm thinking mid-table, 8th to 11th. That's kind of my target. If we basically avoid a relegation scrap, I'll be happy. This episode then is going to be a bit of a rundown of the end of season awards and having a quick look at how well some of our players have performed. Some of the youth players as well I want to show off because there's a few that we've signed over the last couple of seasons who are starting to grow into good players. You just haven't seen them because they either don't have a work permit, they're unregistered, or they're currently out on loan somewhere. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to have a look at the squad first and just have a quick look at how well people have performed. We're actually going to have a look sort by appearances. So John Souttar, 40 appearances. Our back three, I say back three, mostly defenders, seem to play a lot of football. Souttar, Panzo, Mori, Babarahman, all up there with well over 30 appearances each. We've obviously Freddie Woodman's turned up, got 23 appearances as well. Dubravka got 20 before Freddie Woodman joined the club. Down the other end of the list, there's a few players who haven't actually managed to play a game. David Francis doesn't actually have a work permit, so that's why he hasn't played. Vardy has played a couple. Ennis has played a couple as well. Greg Huddle, as we know, scored in the last match, beat Leicester by himself after about 30 seconds. Casase's only played cup games. A few players down here, Bamba, Valenzuela, quite good youth players. Marlon Charles, we can see that 11 appearances for him. If we sort by assists next, it's Matthew Mori. Matthew Mori with 11 assists. The right back, who the board hated when we first signed him because he was too much money, getting paid too much money, has got 11 assists. Guari is there with 5. Panzo with 4, along with Joel Linton. Babarahman with just 3. The opposite flank. The opposite flank gets a third. Is it a third? It's a quarter of the assist, isn't it, basically? Valenzuela, considering he only played 6 starts, gets 2 assists to his name as well. A whole load of other players on 2 assists. Monasterio, Kraft, Batista Maya, Abdul Kadir Omar, John Souttar, Isaac Hayden as well, Jean-Pierre, and then 5 players with 1 assist. Charles, Huddle, Ennis, Obafemi, and Sean Longstaff. I think one of our saving graces has been the fact that we've been scoring goals. There's a lot of goals spread about the team, all the way down to Babarahman here. Monasterio and Amin Gouari getting 14 goals each. That is a 30-goal a season strike partnership, almost. Close enough. It's 28. Joel Linton as well, I guess the third choice striker, getting 7 goals. Obafemi, the fourth choice striker, getting 6 goals. Sean Longstaff from midfield getting 5. Then Greg Huddle, Vasiliadis, Abdul Kadir Omar, I always struggle with his name. Matthew Mori getting there with 2 goals along with his 11 assists. Souttar with a couple as well. Johnny Panzo with a couple. Tosin, even Isaac Hayden scoring some goals. Then Marlon Charles, Jasper van der Werf, Batista Maya, Noah Ennis, Matthias Jakobsson, Jean-Pierre and Babarahman all getting themselves on the score sheet. Average rating wise, then it's probably going to be Matthew Mori winning our player of the season, isn't it? Which I'm okay with. Personally, I might give it to Monasterio or Guiri, but I think Matthew Mori probably has to get it. I mean, those two purely on the fact of goals. John Souttar as well. John Souttar has had a great season. Same with Johnny Panzo. He's had a great season. So I think in real life, if you actually had to vote for your player of the season, I think the votes would be split between Mori, Panzo, Souttar, and then probably the 2 strikers. We're going to go forward now a little bit to see when we get some end-of-season awards, see the player of the season and all that jazz, to see what actually the game thinks our player of the season was and not what I think. And it's just a couple of days later then. So, overall best 11. They've reverted to my 5-3-2, I guess, is probably the better way of saying it, rather than the 3-2-2-1-2 or whatever it's called. And if you actually look at that starting 11, that is the starting 11 that basically got us promoted, isn't it? All bar Almiron. That probably shouldn't be Almiron, that should be, what's his name? Abdul Rahman, that guy. New players to actually make it into the overall best 11, all on the bench by the looks of it, is Guiri, Monasterio, Batista Maya and Freddie Woodman. Also, Sebastian Vasiliadis gets there as well, but like I said, all of them onto the bench. End of season awards then, there you go. Matthew Mori wins it by a country mile. Second place, Johnny Panzo. Third place, John Souttar. So I was right with Panzo and Souttar having a good season. Joel Linton scoring goal of the season. Actually, that was second place goal of the month, which we did see that on camera. I'll show it again. Signing of the season, Matthew Mori. Young player of the season, Matthew Mori. Come on board. Trust me with my transfers. I know some of them are bad, but Mori was a good one. Team of the season then, there's one player in there which I'm not quite sure how he's managed to do it. Woodman, Tosin, Suter and Panzo, Rahman and Mori, Longstaff and Vassiliadis, Jean-Pierre, sure, that's the weird one, Guiri and Monasterio, they're actually the wrong way round. It's a reasonable team of the season. Stats then, we've obviously had a look at some of this, and Monasterio and Guiri, as we know, 14 goals each. Mori, highest average rating and most of assists. Martin Dubravka, best pass completion. I would like to see best pass completion for an outfield player. I don't care how accurate Martin Dubravka was passing to John Suter. It's going to be fairly accurate. Most man of the match awards, Monasterio and Mori with 4 each. Most yellow cards, Mori and Panzo. 15 yellow cards. Sean Longstaff once again getting on there with the most red cards along with Tosin. 2 years in a row he's won that award. Good job, Sean. Let's just remind ourselves then of this Joel Linton goal against Preston a couple of episodes ago. I'm pretty sure it was a volley from just outside the area, wasn't it? Panzo with the ball. Where is he going to go? I think he goes down the left, doesn't he? No, he doesn't. Stops, crosses in. Joel Linton on the edge of the area. Takes a bounce, volleys it into the back of the net. It's a very good goal. End of season review then. So few have tipped Newcastle to have been capable of avoiding relegation heading into the season, but the Magpies confounded every expectation by achieving a solid mid-table finish. Look at that. Mid-table. We were struggling at points, but we managed to do it. FA Cup semi-final and Carabao Cup quarter-finals as well. Actually, quite a successful season in the Cup. Match of the season was the 4-0 victory very early on against Everton, which I think was on camera. Moment to forget was the 5-0 defeat against Chelsea, which definitely wasn't on camera. Oh, and we've passed a board objective as well. 1 year ahead of schedule. Become an established Premier Division team. Which means everything is now going to change, isn't it? Right, you still want me to play attacking football and use the youth system. We're working on this. There is some involvement going to actually increase the youth facilities levels and things like that. So that is working well. Next season, they want us to be mid-table. Mid-table, okay. That's going to be a struggle, but fine, we will give it a go. That's what I'm aiming for, but they want us mid-table. Then they want to work towards top half, and then become a top half team. That's fine, I can do this. I can do all of this. Right, where are we going to go for our end of season break? I'm going to go to China, because we've got a Chinese goalkeeper. That's literally my only thoughts on this. Some players who are currently out on loan. JPG got relegated with Swansea. Good. Also, we're selling Isaac Hayden for £15 million. Right, we've also now got our transfer budgets. £55 million and a £2.2 million per week wage budget. That's big. We were only paying 1.6. That's a huge increase. The board are upgrading our youth facilities and training facilities. We were already doing this, but okay. And we've also improved our youth category. It's going to cost £9.49 million to run it a year. But we've gone up from Category 2 to Category 1, which is perfect. If any of you are Man United fans and wondering when Solskjaer is going to get sacked, 23rd of May 2023 is when it's going to happen. A little bit of financial news that we never actually really see, because I just kind of skip past it. Wages to turnover ratio in the Premier Division. We are 9th. That is not bad. £88 million on wages, £210 million turnover. I mean, this is just unreal. I mean, they're still actually 45% of their turnover. 332 million on wages. That's a big number. That's a huge number. I think that might even go off the edge of the screen. Little Preston down there. 25 million on wages. 22% of their turnover. Some more bits of financial news then. So we've made a profit, so we lose some cash in the tax. £1.3 million. That's £6.26 million profit. That's not a lot. £1 million has come in from club membership. Commercial summary then. Abdul Qadir Omar is the top shirt seller. This is the only one that I really care about for some reason. Joel Linton, Sean Longstaff, possibly Vassiliadis and Amin Gouiri with the top 5 shirt sellers. Sponsorship has obviously gone up. Broadcast revenues has increased massively because of being in the Premier Division. Everything, as you'd expect, has gone on the up. And some new scout budgets. You know what? We're doing it. We're doing it. I haven't actually upped my scouting to be worldwide, but we're doing it. We are on to the 1st of June, and I think we're probably going to end the episode here, but not before we have a quick look at our youth team and some of the players who are out on loan, just so I can kind of show you how good some of these boys are getting. So, if we sort by ability, I think it's probably the best way of doing it. No, it isn't. We'll go by position. So, we've got 2 young goalkeepers who we've signed. This is the guy who I think is going to be our #1 goalkeeper in about 2 or 3 years' time. It is Wang Xiaofeng. possibly. I still don't know if that's any good. He's got 11 free kicks. He might be taking our free kicks. Oh, what? Don't do this. Don't. Why have I just seen that and considered that? The next player I want to show you is 19-year-old Argentine defender Gaston Yacaruso. He spent some time on loan at Oldham earlier on in the season. I recalled him because basically Oldham is not actually that good of a football club at the moment. They're League 2, I think. He needed to be playing at a higher level, and weirdly, Newcastle under-23s is actually a higher level of football than League 2. I don't understand how that works, but it is. He's getting good, isn't he? 2.5-star current ability, 5-star potential. Still only on that £3,000 a week, so he can't actually play for us. I'm going to look at loaning him out next season to ideally a championship side if anyone down there wants to pick him up. If he gets a season playing in the championship, that would be perfect. We keep seeing him, but I just wanted to show him off again. Marlon Charles, the boy who came through our youth system. He's bloody good. He's worth £15 million now. Miguel Angel Valenzuela, a player who has played a few times for us. He actually played in the last episode, getting himself an assist as well. He's starting to look good, 20 years old. He's only just turned 20, well, 4 months ago, something like that. He's still got a little bit of growing to do. I'm trying to loan him out as well, much like Yacaruso. If he can go to a championship side for a season, maybe even a Premier League side, get himself a year of football under his belt, that will help him out massively. George Ndor, the Senegalese striker, who my coaches have said he should be playing first-team football. He can't because he's not getting paid enough money, but he is actually getting quite good. Again, need to get him loaned out to a championship side or a Premier League side, get him some football, get him scoring some goals. Greg Huddle, a player who's scored twice for the first team in 1 start and then 5 off the bench in the league. He's getting good. I'm training him up to be a striker. He's not really a striker. He's probably not going to be a world beater, but I just want to get the most out of him while he's still here. Glenn Nichols, the player we bought from Fulham last season, maybe in the summer, something like that. He's not doing so well. He's down at Oxford in League 1, 4 goals in 36 starts, which isn't great. We've spent a lot of money on him. I need him to really probably be playing at a higher level because I think League 1's too low for him. If he can go for a championship side, score some goals in the championship, then he might suddenly get better. Romain Martin, the French winger who has actually nothing to do with France, apparently, very much Polish. Born in Poland, I think, raised in Poland, played for a Polish side. Some reason is French, has a French name. He's currently out on loan, as we know, at Pogon. He's probably going to come back next season, and I'm going to try and register him. If I can get away with it, he's going to be registered. He's going to be my second choice left winger. Or is he? He might be the third choice because we've still got Batista Maya. He might go back out on loan. The final player from the under-23s is Trinidad and Tobago striker David Francis. He's getting good. He's scoring goals for fun for the under-23s. 12 goals, in just 8 starts, 5 assists as well. Absolutely loves scoring for the under-23s. He's just been given a new contract to make him on £8,000 a week, so I'm hoping we might be able to get the chance to register him next season. If not, again, like a lot of the youth players, send him out on loan to a championship side. He's only 18, he's got a lot of years ahead of him, so hopefully he's still got enough time to get himself into a Premier League standard striker. So that was the under-23s. Of the under-18s, I don't know a huge amount about them because basically they were all joined through the various youth teams. But if we go back quickly to the under-23s, let's have a quick look. Goals, Niall Ennis with 43, Michael Obafemi with 39, Greg Huddle with 14 in 58 appearances. He's also got 23 assists, David Francis with 12 in just 8 starts. Alex Gibson with 9 and 14 assists for a central defender. That's ridiculous unless he's been playing in midfield. He's probably been playing in midfield. We are going to try and sell some players in the summer. We've got a few players like, I think, Akwasi Marty, he's not getting better. He is out on loan at Oldham, not playing a huge amount of football. I might keep him for another season, just see how well he does playing for the under-23s, because he might suddenly get better. Abubakar Coffee is one of those players where he's got some good stats. He's also got some bad stats, so he probably, again, needs football at a decent level. Playing for Maccabi Haifa at the moment, doesn't actually have a work permit for England for some reason. I don't know why or how that works, but again, needs to be playing probably at the Championship. That would be ideal for him. And Jean-Claude Kern, a player who we signed and has never got a work permit either. I don't know why. He's all right. Probably going to try and sell him in the summer. Before we go then, let's just have a quick look at some of our first team players. Nicholas Monasterio, there he is, 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential. Big Nicky is looking real good. Wonder kid, left foot, balanced personality, which isn't ideal. It's also not terrible. I'd like him to actually be able to finish, would be great. Our other joint top scorer is Amin Gouiri, and oh my word, his technical attributes are looking good. 16 dribbling and finishing, mentally as well, composure, determination and off the ball, all of 16. Physically, he's a bit of a beast as well. 3.5-star current ability, 4-star potential. Next season, I want him to get 30 goals. I think he can do it. Someone who's obviously currently at Newcastle United, or maybe Manchester United, depending on when this video comes out and if that transfer ever actually happens, is Sean Longstaff. He's alright, isn't he? He's played a reasonable amount of football, only 9 starts for us this season, 4 off the bench. He's the type of player that I want to keep around because he's homegrown, but also I want to replace him because he's not amazing, is he? Similar thing to his brother, he's not amazing, he is homegrown. I think he's probably better. I don't know why he's probably better. Hold on, he's wanted. He's wanted by Brighton. Well, Matty, you might be off to Brighton in the summer. Let's take a quick look at then the 3 central defenders. John Souttar is the first one, who I think is probably one of our best performers. 34 starts, 2 goals, 1 assist, 7 average rating. Played really well in both the cup competitions as well. John Souttar, when we signed him for £8.25 million in the Championship, I thought we might have spent a bit too much money on him. Turns out, he's actually bloody good at football. Next up then, Johnny Panzo, still only 22, will be 23 fairly soon. Pretty sure he is currently off at the under-21 European Championships or something like that. So yeah, Johnny Panzo, still picking up under-21 caps, still very good at football. Again, we paid about £9 million for him. I think £9 million is a bargain. Tosin, the player who kind of was a bit of a victim of circumstance, now 25, but basically once Matthias Jakobsen came back from his loan, Tosin was the player to get dropped. He's not bad, he's actually worth a lot of money, so maybe we might try and sell him in the summer, replace him with somebody else. We don't need to replace him, do we? We've got plenty of central defenders. And Matthias Jakobsen, still 20 years old. This is a player who was brought by possibly Steve Bruce, and it's a wonderful signing. He's absolutely brilliant. They spent like £1 million, £2.7 million. That is it. That is absolutely nothing for a player of this standard. A wonder kid. He's got 16 long shots, 17 passing. Physically, he's great. Mentally, he's great. Technically, he's great as well. I don't know why I've never heard of this man. He does want to play for a bigger club, though. We're a big club. We're Newcastle United, the biggest club in the North East. Oh, another central defender we should probably mention is Big Dids, Didier Bamba. He's getting better. He's not amazing. Probably needs to play a bit more football, which is why he is loan listed. But he's wanted by Toronto FC. I want him to go to the Championship. That's where you should be playing. Championship or low Premier League side. The final player we'll have a look at then is Oliver Batista-Meyer, a player who we signed for pennies. Not a lot of money at all from Bayern Munich. I'm thinking I might try and shift him on. We've made a decent profit from him. If we can sell him for £20 million, that's a very big profit. We've got 2 good years out of him. 43 appearances, just the 3 goals to his name. I don't think he's really good enough. He's not bad, I just don't think he's good enough. He's not going to get much better than what he currently is. So if we shift him on, maybe with a 50% sell-on, maybe that's the best plan. That is going to do it then for this episode of Football Manager 2020 with Newcastle United. Probably a very long episode for this series. If you did enjoy, do remember to leave a like. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. I will be back next time with Season 5. I will tell you now, there might be a change in how these videos are coming out. I'm not committed to anything, but I want to actually do a second series. And this second series will be a series that I was originally planning to do before I kind of got so engrossed into the Newcastle and Everton bits. So what I'm going to try and do, this might end up becoming like a weekend save, maybe. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, something like that. And then we have the other save, which will be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm hoping the quantity of videos won't change, but maybe when they come out might. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, do remember to leave a like. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button, and I'll be back next time with more Football Manager.